Yeah, it does.
Oh, we have a quick
The whole line does. All three. And I do have a Dusknoir actually altered. I pulled one, so that was cool.
No, they just got from Silver Tempest.
Oh, I don't think so. Oh, it does. Yeah, it's in Crown Zenith. Yeah.
Oh, true. Okay, that makes way more sense. Yeah, that one's better. I like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you here. This is a really good match, so I hope you enjoyed.
Okay, bye.
I did watch it yesterday. This was really, really good.
Cool. Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
So, we can actually talk about the game now.
Oh, I'm just dead. I closed down Twitch and then expected you to stop talking. I was like...
I never stop talking.
Ah, shit.
Okay, I'm just going to make sure Murdo's actually gone before we start bullying him. No, I'm kidding. Could you imagine? So we've got Owyn Kammerman on Iron Hands versus... nobody, I guess? Fabien, was it? Fabien with Charizard. So, I've talked about this matchup before. I think this isn't even the worst matchup in the world for Charizard. One of the things that people were really down on Charizard about when Path to the Peak was a thing was like, oh, it doesn't have access to its ability anymore. By the time you've evolved up to Charizard, which takes 2 turns, you've got 2 turns of manual attachments. Guess how much energy you need to attack with Charizard? 2. So, I don't think Iron Thorns, in the same way Path, is that big an issue for Charizard. Now, the Pidgeot, yes, I'll grant you that, very annoying. And I do wonder if this list is running any cancelling Colognes, because a couple of lists that I have do play at least 1 or 2 cancelling Colognes. And sometimes that's all you need, like just a cancelling Cologne at the right time to allow yourself to quick search is quite often enough. I think with Iron Thorns not really taking KOs as well, I think it's kind of tough for it to be one-shot at any point. The Ace Spec will matter as well. If it's Legacy Energy, that makes things a bit harder. But again, depends what Charizard's running. Is it running Hammer? Is it running Temple? There's a couple of ways to get around this. I think Temple isn't even the worst shout generally because turning off DTE goes pretty hard. Is anyone trying to play cards already? What the hell? He was positioning that catcher like he was like immediately playing it. Cool. Yeah, if he'd have got the Charmeleon there, then I don't want to say game over, but like pretty close. There was no manual attachment on the Charmeleon, by the way, so it will take 2 turns from here for a Charizard to be any threat, as long as Cancelling Clone isn't the thing. But again, we don't know what's in hand. Bibarel's still usable. Do not build it as either. Like it could be a Mochi build. Can't see anything obvious. There's no Bibarel, right? I mean, sorry, there's a Bibarel on board, so that to me would suggest it's a Mochi build. But I could be wrong. Sorry, so let's put a jacket on. Oh, shit. Arms are cold. My legs are a bit cold, to be honest. I've got my shorts on. This is Charizard Bib. So no support Pokemon of any kind then. Okay. I've heard people talking about just playing Charizard as well. Like, that still seems to be a very potential thing here. So Legacy NG is in there. Okay, it is Legacy. I low-key really like Iron Thorns. It is very much the new Snorlax, I will say that much. But I don't know why, I just find it more interesting to play than Snorlax. Also, I've just reminded myself I need to change a couple of cards in my Iron Thorns list. I mean, to be fair, I might change this a lot based on how well the list do tomorrow. I don't think we're running Airy. So I had 2 more Chorus's Tenacity turn up, which is quite nice. Such an interesting list. It's a double Airy. At some point, I'm going to get these cards tidied up. I'm playing Quad Forms myself. Ah, you also enjoy the finer things. I was talking about it earlier. I don't know if you were here for the chat I had earlier, but like I'm finding this format so uninspiring at the moment that like I'm just open to playing weird decks or like not necessarily off meta, but like just decks that just have a different way of playing. Like I played Luxray Control last night and I ended up really enjoying it. So I do wonder if that's going to be like the way I start leaning, like more Control Stall style decks. Which is gross, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't support that kind of behaviour, but just nothing else feels fun to play right now. Like, the last time I was having fun with any deck was Roaring Moon. Yo, it's the Squovit as well? Let's go! We love this. Okay, so this build should have a decent time into Iron Thorns, I'd imagine. Crushing Hammer could go very hard here. Yep, yep. The game is stale. It does feel that way. Like, the last 2 sets, I don't feel have added all that much. I suppose Twilight Masquerade did include Ogerpon, so Regidrago and Raging Bolt came up. But, like, all I feel like we've done there... Follow me on this a little bit, because it isn't quite analogous. But all I feel like is we've found a replacement for Roaring Moon / Miraidon in Raging Bolt. And we found, like, a different way to play Lugia V-Star in Regidrago. Otherwise, like, the gameplay is different, don't get me wrong. But they don't feel different enough to be exciting. Does that make sense? Whereas Stellar Crown, I think, is introducing cards that make things more exciting. So lucky these catches aren't hitting, by the way. Chat, would you rather have guaranteed hits on Crushing Hammer or guaranteed hits on Catcher? I'm dreading Briar. Yeah, Briar doesn't look good at all. The only thing that's positive for me personally, when it comes to Briar, is it makes Dragapult very scary. But I still don't know whether you'd rather play Dragapult or Charizard. You'd rather hit Catcher every time. Fair enough. Makes sense. I suppose you don't need to worry about getting rid of the energy if you're knocking out the Pokemon, right? So what have we got in hand? We've got Lumi, which can't be played. Ultra Ball for... Oh, there's a Rabska. Clever, okay. So how are you getting the Charizard out of the active? Are we going for a penny? Or a Turo? Gotta be a Turo. I don't get to see the hand for long enough. So there's the manual. Cancelling Cologne, there we go. So the Cancelling Cologne is the answer here. Also DTE? That's interesting. I assume that's to allow Radiant Charizard to attack a little bit earlier, or Pidgeot to get attacks in. That's really interesting. Yeah, that Catcher Heads would have been absolutely lethal. So, Fabien needs to find a way to get this Charizard out of the active. DTE might be for Bib. Oh, for the retreat on Bib? Yeah, that's not a bad call, actually. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So you got the retreat there now. Wait. Oh, we already manually attached the Charmeleon, didn't he? Yeah, already manually attached the Charmeleon. I don't think the commentators caught that. Oh, what? We got the things at the bottom as well. Like I just realised. And I need that in real life, just like a way to flash it up for me. I did play a guy at EUIC actually that had like this like metal sliding thing, so you could slide it across when you use a supporter or attach an energy, which I found quite cool. Oh no, but cancelling Cologne. Yeah, just opted to just nest dash, put the hand to the bottom, and then a pass straight back over. I suppose you couldn't have risked it because of not being able to move the Charizard. Oh, brutal. Why would you not go for the Charmeleon? I feel like... I don't know. I feel like Charmeleon would have been a better knockout there, but... I'm not that good. But yeah, I get it. Like, taking away Draw Sport is always good. I suppose it eliminates the... well, not eliminates, but slows down the chance of a double Charmander setup next turn. But yeah, that's interesting. That's Charizard again. No cancelling Cologne? Nope. Ravska's doing nothing in this matchup, I don't think. Judge in hand for Owyn, potentially. There's a manual attach, so he's got knockout. Boss again. We can see a boss. Oh, boss of the Charmeleon would go pretty hard here. Because that Charizard isn't attacking. Not yet. You've got to go for the boss here, surely. Boss on the Charmeleon. What do you think of the Squovic Cassiopeia combo in Miraidon with Knight Academy? I think it's interesting. I've not had a chance to play it yet. I played a Miraidon list yesterday on stream and with Knight Academy, and it only ran one, and I didn't feel like it was a very good deck to play. But I think trying it with Squovic Cassiopeia would be interesting, actually. I'd give that a go. Is Cassiopeia any 2 cards from deck? Because if it is, I never really rated... who was it? Peonia? No, Peony. I never really rated Peony in that deck. I felt like that was a bit of an all or nothing card, and if it didn't hit the things you wanted to hit, it was always bad. I think asking to do more in combination to get that probably isn't better. I could be wrong, but anything that says you can just find 2 cards is nice, but at the cost of an empty hand never feels good. But I'd play it before judging. Any 2 cards. Yeah, so like Peony. But Peony trainer only. I don't know. I don't necessarily like the idea of it, to be honest. I swear with the decks I've been building recently, I just don't feel any threat from quad forms. Like, I would love this matchup at Worlds if I ever went there. I mean, yeah, anything you're playing with, like, no abilities on EXs, you don't really care about, right? Like, I can see Snorlax Stall having an interesting matchup into this. Although, you lose Rotom, so maybe it's not great. Unite Academy, the Cass. Squove it. The only hand card... Yeah, I don't know if I like it, because what are you looking for in those 2 cards? Generator plus research or generator plus Iono for next turn? Especially Ironclad Treads in particular, because it doesn't rely a lot on abilities traverse and its future Iron Thorns doesn't affect it. I always forget that Iron Thorns doesn't affect the future Pokemon. Yeah, I get pretty hard. I do hope as well, with Terrapagos coming in, that Greninja EX starts getting more play. Because I think Greninja EX just eats Iron Thorns alive. It also obviously has a good matchup to Terrapagos. In fact, that's a deck I need to put together at some point. Oh! Brutal. Oh, it does. Like, I definitely need to look into building up Greninja at some point. I've got it part built down in the down the floor there. I need to get that finished off. Unfair Stamp and Brain? Unfair Stamp and the Cancelling Cologne goes pretty hard. Just sorting out some cards while I'm not doing a whole lot. Sinnoh's pretty big. You don't hate that? Brutal.
Oh no, there wasn't a rare candy. Yeah, you're right. So there's no Charizard. And here's the thing: you're gonna get the KO this turn, but then Iron Thorns KOs you right back, and you've not got any energy on the board again. Yeah. And that's kind of the whole game here. Is Owyn just going, "You don't have energy. What are you gonna?"
Why is Owyn shaking his head?
I mean, look, there's a lot going going right for Fabien this turn. Hitting the Temple of Sinnoh.
Oh, just because he's hitting everything, I guess.
You can actually get a KO. Great. But you're not getting any other.
So the thing is, like, the Charizard can take a knockout here, that's fine. But if Owyn can get that Charmander, then the Charizard can't then re-attack, can it? Like, that's just not how that works. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Remove that legacy energy as well, turning it into an effective, just a clueless energy for what it's worth. So yeah, tough there for Fabien. Let's see what he chooses to do.
Maybe, but it's also not going to be using its second attack as much since Terra Pokemon are going to be a bigger focus. Oh well, Power Glass will have to wait. I do like Power Hourglass. I'm looking forward to running that in Galvantula and the like. You are asking a lot.
All of that, that is about the best possible turn. That would have been amazing, but hasn't quite been able to manufacture that. Looks like the players are having a little discussion about something here. We'll get confirmation. We'll get that over.
Owyn seems like he was quite upset about something. I don't know if he accidentally did something he shouldn't have. It's like he potentially did something that wasn't correct.
I took a little bit of a screenshot of see me looking down. I'm like, oh, let's have a look down at this data, shall we? Yeah, there's 63 of them in total. The most played deck.
I genuinely thought he was talking about his deck. 63 of them, 63 cards. I don't know if you guys know, but there shouldn't be that many. Imagine watching the World Championships and not knowing what like half of the cards did. 3 of them. Right, I apologise, chat. I'm realising I'm not really paying attention to what's going on. Just sorting out some cards. I was going to skip forward a little bit. Okay, stuff off me. So it seems to be like some kind of deck check, maybe?
Now it does look like we've got a little top-down view here, and it looks like Owyn has now got a hand of 2 cards, and things have been shuffled and put on top. So it looks like we're going to be getting back very, very quickly. We will get.
Oh, did he draw too many off the unfair stamp, maybe?
Now we have now had confirmation that it was drawing too many cards off an unfair
yeah,
stamp.
there you go.
The question now is about penalty and when a penalty.
Yeah, so that's what I saw. I saw Owyn with like hands, the head in his hands, and I was like, what's he upset about? Like, I'd also be annoyed if my opponent got everything they wanted off unfair stamp, but I get that. But I was kind of like, why is he upset? What's he done? And clearly, yeah, drew too many. I wonder if he drew 5. Or 3.
Owyn has taken 3 prize cards, I believe, and that means that the Charizard can be used to. And yes, there we see. Look at the top right-hand corner.
Yeah, 2 prize penalty. Eesh. I mean, Legacy Energy will help Owyn stay in the game.
But is about to be run out of energy. Yes, so that is how that works. Legacy Energy is still.
I'd really like to knock out this Charmander, given the option, because you're not gonna have time to hit it.
That's no longer an option. So yeah, all this energy will be removed after this Volt Cyclone.
You have to go for the KO.
What Fabien can do. Which energy to move after yourself, because that is a necessary stipulation of Volt Cyclone is going to move that legacy energy to the bank, and there goes Radiant Charizard.
I don't know if moving the Legacy energy is right.
Owyn Kammerman takes his 3rd prize card.
I suppose if you want to Iono your opponent, letting the active Pokemon get knocked out for 2 prizes is probably more valuable.
So you might as well move it off. Try and wait for a time when Temple of Sinnoh is not in play.
No, that doesn't make sense, because if there's a KO here, then Fabien wins. So Legacy Energy staying on the Thorns, even though Temple's in play, probably would have made sense. That's not got him where he needs to be. Maybe another Charmander down? No, okay.
Owyn's hand down to 2. Here comes the third. Nothing else being played there for Pujol.
Yeah,
Oh, we do
that
see
legacy
Pokemon
energy
catch
sucks.
We could see a Pokemon catch onto the Charmander.
Come on, gotta go ahead to you.
Flip a coin if that's what you put in.
Hey, he's got it.
Charmander gets sent into the active and will most likely get
The problem is, like, the active Iron Thorns right now is going to be stuck until you see some energy. There's some energy left in the deck, and you got the future booster, which is nice. Based on the hand that Fabien currently has, I definitely say Owyn's in a really good position, all things considered. It's not going to be easy for them, but it's not bad. I suppose if you hit a Bibarel at any point now, and go squove it Bibarel, you're likely to hit what you need to see. New overlay kind of sucks with that, huh? That's annoying. Yeah, Owyn's in an interesting place. I don't know what, like, support you'd want to be looking for at this stage either. Like, I know it kind of hurts. Top deck of Owyn. It's insane that Owyn's actually going to end up winning this. Yep, there you go, concession. Jeez. I genuinely find it, like, actually amazing to see players, like, take a win on a game where they've got a prize penalty. Like, regardless of why they've got the prize penalty, don't worry about that. Like, you know, mistakes happen. But, like, seeing a win come from someone who's got a prize penalty is insane. It's so cool. But yeah, I think Iron Thorns was just, like, oppressive enough there to hold on. I think when cancelling Cologne was used was a little bit weird, because I think Charizard being powered up in that same turn would have been really good. Instead, you only got the Radiant Charizard use. I think the INO judges were, like, kind of... Other than the unfair stamp, they weren't great for Fabien, though. And yeah, it's one of those situations where, like, I'm clearly not a world's caliber player. These are. So questioning their plays is very questionable in itself. But I do wonder about moving, like, certain energies and things like that around. Like, I get why Owyn didn't move the electric energy and move the legacy instead, because the legacy wasn't functioning as an electric energy. But, like, I'd rather have it on there just in case. But yeah, I think Fabien having, like, a completely dead hand there was just enough, basically. Yeah, it's one of the, Iron Thorns is such an interesting deck, I think, because I don't necessarily think it has an amazing Charizard matchup, but it clearly has a good enough Charizard matchup to compete. But again, I don't think Fabien had the best of draws and stuff there either. I've seen worse, obviously, but, like, it didn't seem good. So I get why he'd be annoyed. So Fabien's gone first. That's... If there's a way to get cancelling Cologne, there's a very good turn 2 here. There's an INO in hand. Oh, that's so... I suppose you could go Rare Candy Charizard and risk it, because you can absolutely just INO, manual attach, and start swinging. Yikes. 2 prizes. 2 bosses prized. But, like, I completely understand. I might be going for an aggressive strategy that doesn't make sense there, but I think going for the Rare Candy Charizard into the INO is probably the right play here. Oh, wow, the prizes suck for Owyn here.
That was a big option, and I think that might be what Owyn's looking for here, because that's a great turn 1 play. And, you know, we do know that Fabien...
It's one of the things that I've seen go in and out of, like, so many Iron Thorns lists. I don't know if we've got any Iron Thorns running the Cornerstone Ogerpon as well, because that was also, like, a really good answer to Charizard.
All of a sudden, Volt Cyclone is extremely.
Also, what we on? Game round 3?
That is a tail.
And we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 different decks so far, if you don't count, like, different versions of Charizard and stuff. Which isn't too bad. 2 Drago, 2 Charizard, Iron Thorns, Shaman. It's not bad. You got a Judge and get rid of there, potentially. Or an Owyn.
But it's going to be a very different game to game 1. Game 1, we saw Iron Thorn swinging super early and being super disruptive.
I think once you set up, the Owens are less important because you just want hand disruption from the Judge.
We will not be seeing a turbo energize, so that means it's going to be a lot harder for Owyn to start attacking.
I never like getting rid of Owyn. Owyn feels so useful.
I think as good as initialization is for Owyn, you do need
I think you're only really using future boosters, right? Other than Turbo Energize, but you've not got that as an option.
And maybe the future booster energy capsule, maybe not.
Just another bench Iron Thorns, and there's a big point here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
There is a possibility.
He's gone for the Wreck Andy play into Iono. Yep. See, when I say that, and then it happens, I feel smart. So we need to see an energy off this. No!
No energy in that hand so far.
Friggin' whiffed it! Yeah, we have a Bibberel though. And Squove it. That's so funny though. The amount of times that happens, you're like, oh, surely I'll hit one, right? 3, 4. No, come on! That's so bad! Oh, that's so upsetting. The nice thing is, for Charizard, is it has to be 3 hit into from Iron Thorns. And now it's threatening, you know what I mean? It's threatening to 2-shot. But God, that sucks. I would have been tempted to get Pidgey down, though, at the very least. Like, Ultra Ball away the Relor, because that's not doing anything. Relor on something else. So you gotta research here, I think.
We are going to see Professor's research there being played for Owyn. 7 new cards. Did have to discard a boss orders. Only 1 copy available outside of the prizes here for Owyn. We do see a double.
Lost City's pretty good here.
At the very least.
I mean, you obviously can't play it now because you haven't got anything in the active that would actually be worth going for, but yeah, the Iron Thorn's damage isn't great, is it? Which is probably fine. Why did he poke it? Except you've just got to go squat a bit. We're all constantly here, haven't you? Until you hit the energy, which I'm sure you will. It won't take long. There you go, straight away. 1 card off. Temple's well worth playing here. What's the point? Just give me the discard. So that'll be a check of like any stadium bumps, I imagine. Gotta go. You'd want a penny here. Yep.
Oh, penny helps though. But the problem I've got here is, even if you flip heads on crushing hammer.
Why would you put the one that needs to retreat into the active? I don't understand. Why would you not go for the one that's going to attack? That's so weird. What an odd choice. That's so weird. I've seen people do that quite a lot as well, like switch into a Mew or something like that, then retreat into what they wanted to attack into. I'm like, why? It just feels like showmanship for no reason.
Well done, Scrove it, finding all the energy so far. Looking going to attach to the Charmeleon, Industrious and Size, going to draw 5 new cards as well.
None of a Charizard, that's fine.
I love getting the attachment on the Charmeleon, but there is a world here in which Owyn flips heads on Crushing Hammer, gets the energy off the Charmeleon, while KO in the Charizard, and Fabien goes into next turn.
God, could you imagine? I'm surprised he didn't play the Temple down.
That's why we saw the hesitation.
That feels like a misplay.
And let's have a look over at Owyn's hand
I think if you can go Lost City into a boss here, that could pretty... Oh no, he's got no boss left, has he? I mean, you have to attach to attack. Look for the penny. What was that boss? Yeah, you gotta go boss, right?
You can just attach to the active and attack. Yes. But then if Fabien evolves into a Charizard and manually attaches, we'll get the return KO. Owyn really wants to attach with a fresh Iron Thorn.
There is another Pokestop there, right? Oh, Pokegear. Am I dumb?
Oh, no, he does. He's got 2 double turbo in hand. So
Lost Vacuum and Charizard makes sense. It's Charizard in hand, I believe. I'm not sure about this play, if I'm being honest.
We are going to see that lightning going to carry that barrel sent to the lost zone as Owyn takes his first prize card here. Let's see what Fabien has. I think does have Owyn in hand and an Ultra Ball.
Like that, I don't know.
Charizard EX combo here. Defiance Band getting moved to the front. Or Unfair Stamp even as well.
Unfair Defiance. I mean, he's got knockout anyway, hasn't he? So I suppose it's the single prize for Owyn rather than double for an immediate KO return. But Defiance Band just solves that issue on a fresh one.
But Fabien here needs an energy. Or, I mean, ideally a Charizard. Yeah. But if he doesn't get that, then Owyn can have a monster turn next turn. But there's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes rolling around at the moment. It's
Owyn's got a prize card down, by the way. It's not been shown on the
draws an Ultra Ball, we got it.
UI for some reason.
Yeah, well done there. That's fantastic. Free retreat from that cleft.
No energy, so yeah, you got to attack with the damage one. Pheasant Skibbity on the board. We love Pheasant Skibbity. It's so weird seeing a Charizard build that's got like the Bibberol, Pidgeot, and the Squirtle. I do like the Squirtle. The Squirtle Bibberol engine is like one of my favorites. Crazy to think that that didn't exist when I started playing like in the last 3 years, and it's going to be gone by the not this rotation but next rotation. That's kind of crazy. So you want to see a legacy here. Of the Lotto is what I meant, sorry. DT something. So he's got a knockout here. And I'll put him on 3 prizes. But Fabien has clean KOs with Charizard now. Or will have, I should say. You gotta go for the ham. Oh no! Oh no, that's awful.
It's now cancelling Cologne Charizard or bust. That's essentially Owyn's route back into this game at this stage.
Yikes.
Now there is a Charmander down, a Charmeleon down. You need cancelling Cologne, you need Charizard. It needs to be
Say resources going to the Lost Zone as well is not great. So a second boss's orders exist now? Yep.
There was an Ultra Ball in hand last turn, but we've got... there's no Pokemon V down to use that yet.
No, but there is an Ultra Ball in hand.
There is, I thought there was.
Okay, so we can see the cancelling clone combination.
Okay, so this gets Fabien...
God, this is going to get really bad really quickly for
I've not been watching the energy enough. We've seen 2 removed from the...
Owyn.
There's none in the prizes. That should...
I don't know how Owyn wins from here.
I was going to say, Subarod here would be amazing. And yeah, we're not even going to shuffle them back into the deck because here comes cancelling Cologne. Here comes Charizard attacking 3.
Because the Charizard just taking clean knockouts now. 3 energy on the Charizard? Huh? Surely put it on the Pheasant Skibbity so it can retreat.
In this particular matchup for Ironborn, the fact that you're not getting even a 2-hit KO here.
Seems a bit wasteful, maybe? Super Bonbon! And another counter catcher goes pretty hard. I wonder what the thinking is behind the 3 energy on the Charizard. So Legacy Energy is probably the way that Owyn wins from here.
Fabien might have this game.
But also, that temple needs to be taken out as well.
Three prizes quickly, which I'm not seeing. Or get rid of that Charizard.
I was gonna say,
Oh!
TFD
Crushing Hammer. It stops the Crushing Hammer, doesn't it?
Yeah, but since that Charizard did get come in play of a rare candy, did it? Or was
It
it?
did come in with a rare candy.
That's pretty smart.
Card attached is Iron Thorn.
already.
Oh, can't do that.
No, you could TM Devolution if you didn't have a tool. You
We
do have
could
a tool.
TM Devolution by throwing an Iron Hands NG attached to TM Devolution.
Oh, and we got 7
Retreat, then use the TM Devolution. That's got to be the way, right?
time for a game 3, which is lovely. Looks like we got a Temple of Sinnoh coming down here as well. Oh, it's, I mean, it's in.
I guess it's already in play.
For Owyn to get an attack on her. And this is where things are getting very, very dodgy. We're kind of in a
Dodgy is a great word here for the Brits.
struggling for energy.
A lot of energy getting discarded, but if we see TM Devolution here, we could use it this turn, but misses. Do see a Crushing Hammer not as impactful now because that Charizard does have.
I don't know why you wouldn't manually attach before you research here.
Roofing itself, as it were.
That feels very wasteful.
Owyn can do that. So much energy discarded from aggressive research. Is that a concession from Owyn? I think it might be.
It is.
Has to be, there's no win there.
We are going a game 3, and yeah, that third energy on Charizard, very deliberate, basically going. You have
Yeah, again, it's one of those things where, like,
need an attack next turn.
questioning these things and then seeing them play out in these tournaments is so good to me. Like, people telling me about these things, going, oh, this deck can do this card can do that, etc. I'm such a visual learner that, like, seeing that process happen is, like, really cool. And for me, if I was watching a content creator, seeing them realize how it works in real time is kind of, like, interesting. I hope it is for you guys too. Like, I hope you guys aren't looking at me and going, you're an idiot, why do you not know what's going on? I hope you guys are watching and going, oh, he didn't realize, now he knows. That's adorable. What a cute little idiot this guy is, right? Okay. First 1-1, by the way. So far, all the games have been 2-0. Yeah, cancelling clone goes so hard in here. One of the deck lists I was playing yesterday ran 2 cancelling clones, and I was like, oh, that seems excessive, but in this kind of matchup, I get it. Also, how often was I screaming about going for a Pidgeot when Iron Thorns was in play, just out of interest? You know, you get this aerial view, so you kind of, like, get an idea of what's going on. But at the same time, unfortunately, I'm stupid. So, you know. Just check something real quick. Boop. I got a massage.
But what that does allow you to do is play these tricky cards like Temple of Sinnoh, Canceling Cologne, you know, Forest, well not Forest, Thornton, we see a Thornton in this list as well, right? Yep. And that's the sort of advantage of getting greedy with your basic energy is now you start to play these awkward cards to get you out of these strange scenarios. And it looks
Yeah, I think without cancelling Cologne, this game, I wouldn't say it's one-sided. I think the biggest issue that, like, Iron Thorns has is it's got no, it can't two-shot into Charizard. And it kind of feels pointless trying to two-shot into anything else because they're just going to get retreated and you have to keep using resources to bring them back up. And by the time you've taken enough, I imagine Charizard runs so rampant that, like, it just runs it over. I think you're relying so heavily on Judge plus initialization, just staying in. Realistically, it doesn't always stay in place. Like, again, cancelling Cologne existing does a lot. 5 mulligans for Owyn so far. It is a very funny idea that, like, you're doing really well with your hand. You got a mulligan of like 13, and you're like, hell yeah, look at my options, Judge. It's like, oh. It's why I like the idea of 0-6 machinations in this deck as well. Because, like, you imagine giving them like a mulligan that big and then going, okay, pick 3 of those cards, you get rid of the rest. It's rare candy. It's rare candy cancelling Cologne Charizard. And you lose. I joked. God damn. 13, none of them Buddy Buddy Puffin. No way, am I right? There's no way there's not a Buddy Buddy... There's not a Buddy Buddy Puffin in that hand. That is so funny. Thornton in this deck's interesting. I suppose that's Squove it into Charizard, right? Or Radiant Charizard. Never feels good getting rid of 2 supporters for an Ultra Ball, though. This is such an interesting deck list. Yeah, I believe I saw, I made the mistake going on Twitter this morning, because I always do. And I did see, people had already figured out what Todd's deck list is like. I didn't see the Thornton, but they are running the Rabska, which is something I've been saying for a long time. You're going to have to accept that Manaphy isn't cutting it anymore. Rabska, relevant Rabska to replace Jirachi and... Brain? Jirachi and Manaphy makes so much sense. It's not something you want to do, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't like the idea of having my bench protection evolving, but... by the same token, like, it's what you have to do. I think it's still only attacks, isn't it, as well? So Holuchi would still do something to the Relor. I think it's 80, so the damage isn't too bad. I was gonna say, yeah, that's not awful. Okay, I might not have been paying attention. Did the Luminion go down just to be able to use Forest Seal? It's kind of wild. Also, I saw in a lot of online lists that the new Chorus card is being used in Iron Thorns. Not seeing it in Owyn's list. Well, haven't seen it at least. Because I get you your Stadium and Special NG, which goes pretty hard. On the plus side for Owyn, there was no attachment onto the Charmander. So unless Cancelling Cologne is available, you've got a turn there. Gonna get the Energize at least, that's pretty good. So what I don't know at this stage is, do you go for NG on each of the Iron Thorns you're about to find, or do you go 2-on-1? BRB breakfast time, no worries. Crowd in the background's making some noise. And it isn't for TCG.
So Fabien's going to have to kind of get rid of one of those rare candies and reset what would... So that giant opening hand, it's helped out with basics.
So you got to go both Thorns here. Are you not putting both down? I suppose that answers the question. You probably put 2-on-1, right? I don't know what Energize says as text. Let me have a quick look. Turbo Energize. Attach them to your bench Pokemon any way you like. Okay, so you could theoretically go 1-2-2-1, etc., etc. But Owyn's going full bore on 1 Iron Thorns. Okay.
We've seen Owyn in both games go after the Bidoof or the BRL. We know how important that is. How bad is
Thornton's coming back. But not the boss. Interesting. I suppose again, Luminion becomes a target of Thornton as well. I love Thornton, it's such a good card. So many people hate it, and I'm like, it's such a fun card to play. I genuinely like it. Honestly, I never thought about the Squovit in combination with the Cleffer. That's kind of cool. Man, controlling the Charmander tempo here would be incredible.
obeying 4 bosses' orders, you don't need to rush.
Problem is, yeah, you're not.
Sorry, only 3.
Have you got a way to retreat the Iron Thorns right now?
See that judge being taken. Interesting. What has Owyn got him? I mean, you look all gonna pay the judge.
I don't mind the judge here.
I'm surprised there wasn't a Pokemon catcher
'Cause here's
for the
thing,
Charmander.
He doesn't have an energy attachment yet.
Yes, it's
It's
true.
not just a lack of evolution, it's a lack of energy. So Fabien's just going,
The
look.
problem is relying on the lack of energy isn't always a good idea if you're potentially going to see a Canceling Clone come out.
Boost energy gap, so either of those gets me a KO.
Because Canceling Clone Rare Candy Charizard is like
Nothing going here.
all you need at that point.
I don't need to go after something like a Charmander.
Is that all
supporters?
supporters?
I don't think they're attacking.
That's awful.
Attack, we're just gonna see a pass. What we're gonna see. Would have loved to have
Charmander, Energy, Rare Candy,
over to Fabien.
There are
Arven.
two prizes worth pointing out, so that might be why we're not drawing into them. There's only 3 in the deck.
Yep.
2 are in the prizes.
You could grab a Canceling Cologne here, but I don't know why you would.
EM Evolution, that's really nice. Gonna be able to end your turn with a big barrel and a Charmeleon.
Yeah, Evolution makes sense.
All gonna be played. Oh, and it could be a Charizard the X one. You could evolve
No, get rid of the Evolution. Okay. So we go for...
as we get big
Okay.
barrel. You can draw some cards there whilst Vibe Industrious.
Yeah, I kind of
I think you're going to have to stop relying on that because I think the Clever's going to be
but once again,
chopped off before too much longer.
is the issue for Fabien. We attach manually.
So, potentially, we've got an attack next turn from Charizard.
Do we get the Charizard? No.
Unless
Got a Rare Candy.
it only takes basics, so we're unable to.
I don't think there's any basic
No,
that
there was not.
Charizard and the Rabska.
I think the... Yeah, I can say there was a Rabskin, but like, who cares about that?
See a nest dash. The old nest
I
dash
think you've
one.
got to go for the Clever play here. Unless you get, like, a very lucky off the top deck.
Professor's research there looked like off that nest dash and then grasping draw.
God, the cycle of, like, Squove it into Clever is so cool.
But once again, Crushing Hammer gets rid of all the energy.
'Cause I think that's what got cut, right? When Clever got introduced to the deck. Like, we cut Squove, put in Clevers.
All the energy. But no, Owyn just going for a judge jig saying, look, you keep using Cleffa, I keep using
So are we going to see a boss or something here?
very little going right now.
No, we ain't seen Judge, my done.
I'm just going to keep judging.
And to be fair, this could be a turn where Owen can start attacking. Do we double top energy? We see it up the
Double
top. Ooh, imagine we saw a Pokemon catcher there as well. Not quite.
God, that is not...
No gust.
The Judge hands are not good, are they?
Here is it is
They're not looking good.
Didn't attack.
No, chose not to attack there. Doesn't
I suppose you don't want to attack because it just encourages the Defiance ban, doesn't it? Like, once you go one prize card down, Charizard's doing 210, plus the Defiance 240, you're taking KOs. Like,
Well, so there's
I don't know what you're
chance been bent.
building towards. I guess maybe energy on everything first?
Defiance ban here because if you
Okay.
take one prize, Charizard hits for
Yeah,
210,
yeah,
is then
that's been
behind
said.
the prizes, and Defiance ban will then hit 240 and get the KO.
Okay.
I believe that might be also a play around Defiance ban at this stage of the game.
Man, the hands just aren't looking good at all, are they? And there's only 5 minutes left of the game.
That's a lot of cards there. Industrious Incisors into Nest Dash into Grasping Draw. And there we are.
This is crazy.
New cards there. Over to Owyn now.
It's functionally just attached passing, but with more steps.
Charizard Red Candy there. Charizard now.
There was not a Charizard, there were 2 Rare Candy.
I assume what you're building up towards is, yeah, taking out the Charmander. Yo, there it is.
Charmander.
And this is brilliant. I love not taking the KO on the... Now, it didn't...
Yeah, you had to. You had to go for it.
But being able to get the KO
Oh,
on the
that
Charmander...
Lost City. Lost City.
Though.
There we go.
But yeah, as you carry on, Ross,
I was going to say, the combination of not allowing Fabien...
He's got another catcher in hand as well. If a chop, he's got Charmander in hand, so we put down another one. But my God, this sucks.
Go after the Cleffa last turn. Sometimes it's a little jarring...
Fabian's just benchlocked himself.
KO, but when it's players like Owyn,
Like, there's an
always good reason. There
there's
were
an
2
argument to say that maybe the Bibarel didn't need to go down,
there. That was a huge KO. And
but he didn't open with a Pidgey, did he?
Fabien is bench locked.
Yep.
Fabien could only bench 1 Charmander per turn.
Like,
Owyn
I don't know why the Pidgey's there.
One of which was picked up on... Oh, no,
Unless he started with the Pidgey, I can't remember.
plays 4 balls,
Man, I sometimes get annoyed about commentators not remembering stuff like this. I can't remember. Like, what did he open? It wasn't the Cleffa, to be fair. I know, Cancelling Cologne. But Cancelling Cologne doesn't do anything this turn. I don't know why he wouldn't keep the Cancelling Cologne.
And what was that? We see an Arven off the top there. And we're going to see Industrious size, I would imagine to draw 4 as well.
There is a world here in which
Oh, that's such a horrible hand.
Charmander every turn for the rest of the game and just wins. Exactly. There's only 3 minutes left. We've got to be quick. There's no,
That's crazy.
no gusting. It's going to have to be.
Presses research, yeah.
Rare candy plus the. Oh, I mean, you can find Canceling Cologne next turn and get the Pidgeot going at least.
But if you KO Cleffa, then you open up a second Charmander, but it could evolve anyway. So I think at this stage you do rush for prizes. There's less than 3 minutes remaining. And even
I still think this is potentially a win for Fabien, you know?
could have evolved.
I think you get Charizard this turn.
Matter anywhere near as much.
Worth noting that Pidgeot EX is weak to lightning as well.
Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah, but it's not hitting for enough.
KO Luminion and Pidgeot in one attack, right?
Your Pidgeot, yes. Pidgeot, you have to use
Yeah,
the one that
three
doesn't
basic,
have
yeah.
double turbo. But Luminion you can.
Yeah.
Or you can use.
Yeah, this is interesting.
So yeah, there is a way that Owyn still wins this. He needs 4 prizes. There are
When I saw that hand of like Radiant Charizard, 3 rare candy, I was like, there's no way. But like, actually, it's turning out not too bad. Is that 4 energy on the Charizard?
And all of a sudden, Fabien is straight back in this game.
and it will get
Jeez.
2 prizes. All it takes. Charizard now hits 2.
So you have to see a boss's orders on Luminion and Pidgeot over the next few turns.
By going after Charizard.
I'm going to lost zone. Yep, you
Yeah.
are correct. So yeah,
Pokemon Catcher.
Charizard is asking a lot of questions right now.
How we
So it has to be Catcher into the
I think we've got enough.
Pidgeot, then use the
Yeah, so gusting. You just need gusting both turns.
Yeah.
Lugia here. Sorry, Lugia. The Iron Thorns with the Legacy Energy on it to take the knockout.
It needs.
You can't afford not to.
My goodness me, you are correct. 2 Gus would win the game here for Owyn. Oh my goodness gracious me. Are we going to see it? Does have Poke Gear in hand as well. Does have Earthen Vessel to
Come on, Owyn.
hand. We are going to see a future, no, a technical machine.
Devolution, okay.
That could be used as well.
It could.
He's got 1 more rare candy in hand, I think. Fabien.
Problem is, if you do that and your opponent Fabien hits rare candy Charizard, they're then ahead in KOs and they will probably win the game.
I don't think Owyn wanted to attach that Devolution.
I don't mind.
You've got to go for the Catcher play here.
Catcher, way better option here.
Here we
Hex
go.
is huge.
Yo!
Oh my goodness, deciding on what to grab here.
It's going to be the Pidgeot, right? Pidgeot gets knocked out by the Legacy Energy Iron Thorns.
Agree with me? My thing here is it is easier
Because
to
if
Luminion than the Pidgeot.
Fabien has the knockout on
It gets rid of the
Iron Thorns, which it does, and has Gust, it just knocks out the only one that could knock out the Pidgey. Or the Pidgeot. I didn't think that was the right choice. Unless I'm being really stupid. JalexDR, thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciate it. Please raise your do-do-do-dos and tutorus in chat. Let me just check. Pidgeot's 280, right?
There's a Poke Gear in hand, so we could use that.
I love looking for Pidgeot EX and not finding it immediately. Yeah, 280. So why wouldn't you use the Iron Thorns?
There's a Giovanni's boss orders there, right at the back.
Why wouldn't you use the Iron Thorns? I don't understand that.
Charizard will hand disrupt. Charizard loves to hand disrupt. So, Owyn's down to 2 prizes.
If he's got boss, if Fabian's got boss, he probably wins. I think. It's secret. Thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciate it. Please raise your tutorus and do-do-dos in chat. It's secret. Welcome, welcome. Hope you both are okay. Was there a boss in hand then?
Time's been called. It doesn't matter. We're not going to full 3 turns here, mate.
We don't need to worry about time here, Ross. And you know what you said so confidently. Charizard EX will
There's boss in hand, yeah.
no hand disrupt. Oh no! Currently in the hand. Does have Nest Dash.
This is that was such a mistake.
As it stands right now, Ross, Fabien needs to find that. The versus Choice. No, oh, they're going to pick you up. The versus Choice.
Oh, he picked up the piece
That
of the one
will also do it.
scenario in the deck, and I don't think Owyn's got a good option here
Oh no.
for the last couple of prizes. And Fabien here will win the game.
I think it was such a big mistake not going for that Pidgeot.
Got to win this turn.
I mean, you could lose the legacy energy in the active and say, well, at least you're going to take 1 prize if you carry this one, but then, you know, would lose
You've got to go Gust into either Squirtle or Bibberol with the Legacy Energy Iron Thorns.
boss orders from the hand via Iono if Owyn opts to play it.
But you need to see a catcher as well. Like, there's so much you need to see here for this to work.
Play Iono at the same time if you use Pokemon Catcher, but it's become a lot
I just-
harder here for Owyn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gust Bieberell and just leave the one in the active with legacy energy and say, I hope you don't have gusting?
Yeah.
That is an option.
Could be an option.
Wait, we know he's got boss, right?
Only wins if he doesn't KO the legacy energy. And we've already seen the single
Wait, Fabien had
of this game, haven't we?
Gust and he had boss.
Not an option anymore for Fabien. That one on Professor Turo was huge there.
Ah, I don't like this. I think Owyn loses this surely.
Legacy energy.
Wait, we can two-shot this Charizard, right? They both have future boost energy capsules with no double turbo.
You hit 160.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Oh, and he wants to
10 shy.
You're correct.
10 damage away.
I think Owens realised that was a mistake not taking out the Pidgeot.
Here comes, well, that's irrelevant, frankly.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
It's 10 shy off the knockout.
Are we going to be getting a KO on the right Iron Thorns, or are we going to have one more turn remaining? I don't think Owyn can KO the Charizard, though. I think it's 10 remaining. I think
Yeah, no, it doesn't get the knockout. I think Owyn... I don't want to say Owyn threw this because I don't know whether the Turo was in hand or off the Pidgeot.
we go. Fabien wins 2
Yeah, Fabien won. Okay.
Iron Thorns
Because if the Turo was off the Pidgeot, then not knocking out the Pidgeot was a huge mistake, and I thought that was wrong to begin with. I think that's what should have happened. Because then you couldn't get rid of the Luminion, and then you gust up the Luminion, take that out, and that's your game. I think that's where the throw was there. Alright, skip over to round, or game 4. We'll go for round 4. Oh, let's go Master Swiss real quick. So, top whatever it is, 16. Lucas Zing, Brent Tomlinson, Diego... I'm not going to try and read all these names. Because I'm going to get them wrong. But, like, nobody unsurprising in the top